If you are joining us right now, you are listening in to the first topic of 10 o'clock, episode 387. The topic is Call of the Tempestarii is not a good quest. This is from the Warframe forums.
Lovely.
So the original post says, nothing makes sense. Nothing is properly explained. The Corpus are doing something nasty somewhere that a platform got destroyed, but we are going to learn. But are we going to learn what happened here? Nope. We just get bog standard resources. None of the impactful moments are really impactful. We can't get into a gunfight with Vala's ship. And as we're about to try to escape, the Tempestarii shows up and we still run away. The spy is overall simple and story yep. The spy is overly simple and the story reasoning for why it's so easy is Corpus are bad. I don't
get that.
hearing
what that means.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
don't remember there being a plot point for that. One kudos is the hint at why Sai wants to help the ghost ship in the long run. But why is he only coming up with this now? We meet the ghost ship, but little explanation is made as to why his famous rescue why this famous rescue ship was blasting away Corpus, being that Corpus and Tenno were friends back in the old war. Then we end up knocked out. Yeah,
yep.
Then we end up knocked out. Right, okay.
So, you want to go first on, let's do a retrospective now that I think the footage as well is me playing through the Tempestarii quest. If you haven't, it is available now on all platforms simultaneously, so give it a go. It's a nice fun little quest. So you just need to have really access to the railjack. It doesn't need to be geared up to do it. It's fairly easy. It'll take you about half an hour, I'd say. So yeah, but do you want to give your review?
I have one main thing I want to highlight. No, let me give an overview first.
Right.
Overview.
I
there were some cool elements to it, but it did lack a lot of texture.
Yes.
It lacked a lot of description. One of the bit I don't know. I think this might have been the more advanced classes of improv. I don't think you were there for the tools that they say is like your storytelling. Now, the storyteller wants to get on and do a lot of action. They want to describe all the events that are happening, but the audience is more interested in the world setting, the description of what's happening around the events than just the events themselves.
Right.
I really feel that this is important because, you know, if I was to describe you the events of Goldilocks, right? You know, going into the bear's house, you know, finding the porridge. You're interested to know, well, what's the bear's house look like?
Yeah.
You know,
where's the other bear's house? Is this one bear house in the middle of a giant forest?
Yeah, exactly.
Do they have bear neighbors? Where have they gone? Are they gone down the bear mines to get more porridge from the porridge mine? Or are they going to be back in 10 minutes after they've gone to Bear Asda? Bearsbury's.
Walmart.
Bear Mart. They're going to Bear Mart.
Bear Mart, right? Okay. Yeah. So, but that's the point, though. A lot of people, like the audience, prefers the the description of the environment, the texture, and all this, whereas a lot of the writers, a lot of the storytellers, they just want to get to action. This is one of the things that I really disliked about the first Modern Warfare game, because in all honesty, it was just action. There was no explanation as to what was going on.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Anyway, so I felt that there were some nice tidbits in terms of lore with the whole call sign thing. So you know, Cephalon Sai's trying to communicate, like, you know, it's like I don't know if anyone's seen any of those sort of like spy movies where someone says
the raven flies at midnight.
Exactly. The Raven flies at midnight, and then someone else has to come back with a call sign. And this is just a method
Only
of
during the pale moon.
This is just a method of validation to who the thing is. And the cool thing is with the quest is Sai believes that the message that the Tempestarii is sending out, or Sevagoth is sending out, is the request for a call sign, and it turns out that's just not the case at all.
Yeah, I know.
Which that was a nice touch for me, right?
No, okay, if there was a cool countersign that was the actual one they were waiting for, yes. But the actual countersign is, it was like, who waits for the shadow? And the response is basically, I do.
But it wasn't a call sign thing.
Yeah, I know, exactly. It wasn't. There was no clever thing about what it was saying. It was like, who waits for the shadow? I do. Oh, well, there we go. That's the right one. It's like, no, it's like, I think it's I wait for the shadow. It's like, there was the response. And it's like, who waits for the shadow? I wait for the shadow. It's like, what? Like, the ones he was coming up were really cool. It was like, who waits for the shadow? Your golden masters, right? Doing an Arkan cipher thing. And the other one was about, we souls need saving or something like that. Like, he's trying to be like clever and work it out. And then the answer's just like, I do. It's like, what? That's not cool.
No, but I know it might not be cool, but it just felt like this is plausible.
No, right? But it should have been something like who waits for the shadow who fades, or something like that. It should have been cool and mystical, but instead it was I wait for the shadow. What?
Well, really, I think we should have just like fired ourselves through the torpedo tube to get onto the railjack itself.
It almost like the Tempestarii isn't actually doing archetypes. It's literally just asking, like, because it's not really that sentient. It's just asking a simple question. It's like, who's waiting for the shadow? Oh, I am. Okay, cool. There you are. Yep, there we go. Horrific reign of terror of 10,000 years ended because somebody said, yeah, it was me. Yeah, I ordered the soup. Yep, me.
The other the other side of this is the disconnect between the multiple points of view with the narrative. The fact that Sai says like the Tempestarii is this huge, like well-known rescue ship. I don't know why
he fangasms over it, doesn't he?
He does. Like, I don't know why he says that the Tempestarii has the rewards, the commendations. Like, why isn't it the crew of the Tempestarii?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That felt odd, right? Not only that, but, and I think this is the biggest bone of contention for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Why did the Tempestarii destroy Lucretia platform?
Yes. I'm
actually impressed I remember the name of the damn thing.
Good.
That is the biggest bone of contention.
It just went, oh, that's in my way. I'll blow that up. Oh no! It's like, what? What?
Yeah. Right. I am happy to hand it over to you to give your feedback.
Right.
But I do want to talk about the rabbit's foot.
The what?
It's a plot telling device.
Ah, okay. Right. So I'll go through my thing of it. Did the quest, finished it. Was very annoyed at first because of all the problems Xeno said and some more, right? Then was listening to the AMA, listening to what Reb said about it, and it seems to be this quest was made since January. So this is like 3 months, roughly. Because I do feel that they're a bit... January's normally a lag month for them anyway, so I don't know if they come back literally January 2nd. I mean, let's be fair, some people are going to come back late, and it's like getting up to speed, meetings and things. So let's give them 3 to 4 months. I want to go with 3, because I think maybe they could have squeezed it in. And if this is a 3-month quest, I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool for a 3-month quest. If only, this is what I'll push this point forward for us. If they could make 4 of these quests of this length and little tidbits going in a year alongside the big things, I would be a lot happier. Because that's why I'm trying to look at it, not just as the quest, what's in the quest, but also well, how long time did we get it? Because, sometimes we go for these massive content droughts. So how was it for that? And I think if we had 4 quests, which really wasn't that long quest, would be fine. And that's why I actually have gained a bit of plus points for the quest. Because, so let's go through the good points. So good points I found are, I did like the concepts of the story. It was fun. I've played through it, I think, 3 times now. This is the 3rd time I think you're seeing here. So I did enjoy it, and I did appreciate it a bit more. It's like, yes, finally, it's good stuff, and I wanted more of that stuff. So that's why I'm saying it'd be nice to, in theory, on the side. I don't see why they can't make 4 of them, because what new stuff's in this quest? We've got new Corpus Lady Woman, who's got voice acted, fine. You got Tempestarii, which is just a railjack with a glow effect on, so that's not new. Obviously, a lot of the stuff came out for the Corpus railjack update, but that's all updates for. I mean, you even just go to a spy mission, on the ship, which is part of that update, so that's in that. So nothing new there. There's a couple, I think 2 skyboxes or 1 skybox, and I may be the wreckage, but I think that wreckage of those Corpus ships could be just reused from the Arkwing starting quest, the intro quest, because I know that has wrecked Corpus ships. I'm not sure. But I don't think there's actually a lot of new things, and obviously Sevagoth, were made for this quest. So I don't see why this quest produced a whole lot of new things. Oh, and obviously the amazing music video, which is a big plus point. That's fine. The thing is, again, I went through a love-hate about that, because I thought, oh, wow, this is an interesting, cool song. Then I went, hang on a minute. It's all substance. Sorry, it's all style, no substance, because you get this, oh, yeah, look, this is cool music. Woo, 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 woo. And then I'm like, yeah. So I went really negative about it. But then, looking in a 3-month window, that's really cool. I have listened to it on repeat several times now, and I really do enjoy the music. There's that. I've got other nitpicks, though. So, yeah. So, plus points, there's da-da-da-da. Really cool they did it in 3 months. Enjoy the music. Enjoy the concept. Bad points. All right, let's go to the bad. So,
can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
I do feel that the 3 months, I think it's shorter than that. I think it's much shorter than that, because a lot of that 3 months will also have been spent rejiggering railjack
for the Corpus update. Yeah. So I see, that's the thing, is that I think if they could pump a quest of this length with these little story beats out in 3 months, and they did that for a year alongside doing other big updates, I think people will be a lot happier. Because we know we get these still, because it's so nice to feel like, oh wow, look at this new character, and they're doing things and saying things, and things are happening. Because there's nothing really that amazing in this quest, and maybe there's so many holes I could poke at this quest. That's the problem. All right, let's go for the negatives now. I just wanted to say some positives. I know it was a mixed bag, but I am quite positive about those things, and it is fun quest. Play it 3 times. I'd probably even play it again, and the music, as I say, is cool. So there are some good things about it. Negatives, though, and this is the reason why, actually, this negative actually says why I think we should have one of these every 3 months. The narrative is Swiss cheese. So if what is the hold up that we can't have these little quests? Because you could reproduce, apart from the song, right? You could almost reproduce. You could use Killer de Therm instead of Vala. You could use some other bits and pieces. You could use Vor at the end in the Void instead of Parvos. Sorry, spoiler. No, we don't need to spoilers. It's out on every platform. At the end there, that end bit. And so you could recreate this entire quest, apart from the song, with Grineer in Grineer Railjack last year. Right? So, and if you could do this on the side, you don't need to make new assets every time. Right? Reuse your existing assets to make a quest, bolt it all together, and you can get a bit of voice acting in, and that's it. That can make a quest. So the only thing I always think that used to hold back quests is writing the narrative. This narrative, as I say, was Swiss cheese. It was crazy. All right, so if we go through it. So the first thing you say about the Lucretia platform, you get that mentioned from Sai in the intro message. I'm like, remember Lucretia platform? I'm like, no, sorry. No, sorry. I have no frick what you're talking about. What is this Lucretia platform, and why do I have to care? Could I have a cool cutscene? Could have been... I mean, how did I remember we've talked about this quest before. It would have been cool, maybe, because this is what DE used to do right in the early days. Put up a funny little YouTube video, or put messages out there. Or, what's it, ARG game? Is that the term?
Yeah.
Make a little ARG game to let us know about the Lucretia platform. Like, oh, what's this? What's the Lucretia platform? Oh. Put out a little 1-minute promotional video about, the Corpus New Frontier, the Lucretia platform. Is it in the Void? I don't know. I think it is. It's like sort of on a Void shipping lane or something. Sai just mentions it in an off comment. So what I think happened, and that's literally, I have to try and guess, that the Corpus built a facility sort of pseudo in the Void, or partly in the Void, or linked to a Void pathway shipping lane or something, which then got the attention of the Tempestarii. Has that platform been there 10 years? A year? A month? A week? I don't know. Was it still being built? Is that what Vala was doing? I don't know. Because we're like, remember Lucretia platform? No, I don't. I don't care about it either. So they didn't build up that care. And I swear the message says about shipping lanes. And I swear the blur, if you go back to that terminal over there, that terminal there, and you check the Call the Tempestarii, I think the blurb for the quest says about like chaos on the shipping lanes or something, or some mention to that, or Corpus lanes. So it's like that. Then when you get into the mission, hey, there's rubble, there's wreckage everywhere. Let's steal shit. Sorry, bad, laws, bad. No swearing. Let's steal stuff from these wreckage. Okay. Is this Lucretia platform? Are these ships that have been blown up? We don't know. He's like, oh, remember Lucretia platform? Very bad. Turn up. Oh, loot! Get the loot to dinner. It's ridiculous. And then it starts just like ham-fisting this plot. It's like, right, you're in the right place now. I can just start getting my 2 fists of ham and go bloop, bloop over your head. Like, here's Vala, here's Tempestarii. Oh. I did back to a positive. I did like how if you play the missions, it goes fluently. This is the kind of cool thing from one mission into the next. You start that first mission bashing your head against boxes, which you can either shoot because the pull on the objects is huge, or you can just bash your railjack against the boxes. It's ridiculous. So you go straight from that mission into the spy. Like you get out and then go to the other one. Kind of cool. A bit janky the way it's like Sly just says like he's trying to do an emergency get out, and then he's like takes you straight to the spy mission. It's like But that's kind of cool. It's kind of just goes straight into that mission. But then it starts bouncing back to the dojo, which is kind of annoying. Yeah. Anyway, and then you get that. So then you go like, oh, I don't know what's going on. This person was moaning at me. Then a ship turned up. Let's go find out about their ship. And then the Corpus have this information. For some reason, we don't have any new information on it. But the Corpus have great records on it. Let's have. Oh yeah, it's the Tempestarii. How do they know? I mean, what? Why do we not know about the Tempestarii? But then we do know about the Tempestarii. Besides, like, oh yes, I remember this very legendary ship, very good, yes. And then you go to it, and you communicate with it. Oh god, the cipher thing. Right, but then you do cipher, and you get the music event, and you sleep. Now, here's one of my big complaints for it. Right, so what did you think about the music video bit with Sevagoth? Sorry, the music bit when you're playing as Sevagoth's shadow.
I kind of want to come back to that later with my own.
Right, okay, you're going to come back if you okay, I'll just finish there and go through it. So, my problem with it is in so many ways. So, it was so weird. It's so simple. It literally is just dumping you in a small arena with the skybox, cool music playing, enemies. You don't need to fight the enemies. Your Sevagoth shadow can just die and it respawns. It's really weird. Why wasn't it made invincible? I don't know. And then after it's supposed to be that your Warframe fainted after Vala shot the ship because she turns up, and then Sevagoth is defending you from Corpus, who boarded the Tempestarii. Apparently, that is actually what Reb said. It annoys me though, right? Because Vala is obviously. I've been waiting so long for a female Corpus named character villain, and I think Vala is really cool. I think she's got some cool the backstory. The Swiss cheese has potential, and obviously it's going to lead into the Corpus queen pins. That's fine, and we're gonna get more Corpus female characters. Really great. I like that. That's what you go back to 10 o'clock. We were screaming about it for years. Like, I love the robots, female character. But then she keeps saying on about sisters. My sister's on my ship that died from the Tempestarii. Sisters. The song, which at first says boys and girls, because obviously I may be there singing it to boys and girls, then just says sisters. Right? What is Sevagoth killing? Men. There is a female Corpus. This is what gets me. There is a female Corpus model in game, which is one of the Scrambuses, which is adaptable with multiple things. So they could put female Corpus for you to fight, but you just fight men. So it doesn't. You might say like, oh, what you moaning about, Loz? What you caring about? Stop being sexist, whatever. No. It's part of the narrative. So Vala was talking about her sisters when she was in space. This literally is the line before you start this point, when the music starts playing. She says her sisters floating in space. She said their mouths moving singing with her, right? So that's what it's all about. But then she somehow survived that. She goes back to the Corpus and then gets a ship. Parvos apparently gives her a ship, something to go fighting, and then she has no more female Corpus. So back to Lucretia platform. Was Lucretia platform entirely crewed by women? That's interesting. Is that a super secret sect of Corpus female characters doing super secret stuff? Let me know about it. No, you don't get to know about it. And then there's just male Corpus, which Sevagoth fights. Then the other thing is, then when you kill them, the models on the floor, you fight new model Corpus. It's literally the basic original Corpus crewmen dead on the floor. None of the cool new models. Another disconnect. So you don't fight that. Let me just, I'll finish this bit for this. There was another issue with this. I had another issue with this bit.
I do want to comment on something that this may change your point of view.
Sure.
So one of your comments is like, we're just fighting the men.
Yeah, that was actually my point. Yep. What was you saying?
Now, one thing I wanted to highlight is that because we now know, and it
Yep.
was poor storytelling, that we were actually fighting the corpus now, right?
Right.
On the Tempestarii.
Yeah.
I don't have that much of an issue with the fact that there were no sisters. The song is talking about the events of Lucretia Platform, but this isn't anything to do with Lucretia Platform. This was my perception, that this was supposed to be, Sevagoth just his memories of mowing down Corpus, and
no,
there should have been
no. Your thing about Lucretia Platform. That's the thing Reb said in the stream. Though it's meant to mean that people can have their own interpretation of it. So it could be the shadow tearing through Lucretia Platform. It's your own interpretation of it, like you say, because that would also make sense, because the corpus you kill are not the corpus you find on the floor when you wake up. They are not the same corpus. You see some of the cool streamline helmets with the gun blades, and you see the floating Spectre style Dappy Beam Void people. Right? What you wake up to is 4 dead corpus crewmen. Those are not the same at all. So maybe it is the memories of Lucretia Platform also in there. You don't know. You don't know. Did the shadow go on to Lucretia Platform looking for something and just tear through it? Maybe he was looking for a way to get the details for the coffin at the end. You don't know, because maybe he thought Lucretia Platform was scanning the void. Maybe he'd find the information. It would find the information there. We don't know. See, so Swiss cheese. But also it goes back to Vala. So she had a super secret sect of whatever female people on the Lucretia Platform, because she says her sisters, or is she literally just referring to maybe she had 2 or 3 sisters or a group of sisters just on Lucretia Platform who were also working outside with her when it exploded, and there was it's so Swiss cheesy. I just like, what's going on with it, right? But also the next thing is, so what's actually happening is they have disabled you're unconscious, and you are defended by the Shade because there's dead people there, clearly, right? But the Corpus decided to, that's a ship, we're going to send people on and people get killed. What are proxies for? Proxies are that's what proxies should be for. Because why would they risk crewmen going onto this ship? But there's no dead proxies. Well, let's send people on. Well, maybe we should send the robots first. Oh? Huh?
Well, I think the reason why, I think this is just the reason why there's dead crewmen is because they still have that model.
As a dead prefix thing. Yeah, I know. Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
it's a gameplay limitation.
You know how you can get I can loot this body.
They Grineer normally, yeah. In the fire effect missions, yeah. Yeah, it literally does look like that. It's an ancient placement thing of just like, they look really stiff and everything. But I was just like, see, that's again, it's a bit lazy. I don't, it's not updated models. And it's like, right, so if they're going to do that kind of stuff, why can't we have more of these quests? Because, you can just poke so many holes about how this was kind of maybe a little bit rushed or a little bit rough around the edges. It's like, that's fine. Then give us more of it. Because clearly it wasn't being shaved and polished and everything, it's things. And where did I get to? So that's the finish of that. Then the ship is in a claw ship, which was really weird because she says like, oh god, what's the term? I know it's going to be watched. I'm like, not multiphasic weapons. She requests multiphasic weapons first time the Tempestarii turns up, and then apparently that is being held in a multiphasic something. So is this the multiphasic weaponry she wanted? Seems a bit weird. I don't know. Anyway, it holds the ship. You disable the thing. The ship is free. Another weak point of the quest, because your ship's, the Tempestarii is in the claw thing, and then you free it, and she goes, open fire on the Tempestarii, blow it up and we'll sift through the wreckage. You go out, and then there's actually nothing going on, like she's not shooting anything. It's like, you can just sit there, and her ship is a static object, and it's like, again, fine if this is just meant to be a quick rinse and repeat quest, but that takes no effort. She just recording someone saying this line and not putting any effort. In fact, the ship you're on gets damaged when you exit. If you exit from the exit, not the entrance, like parts of it blow up as you escape. The basic weapon ship, whatever it is, right? Then you get on the thing. Oh god, this is something I realized in the footage. Then you load the Tempestari's weapons and you shoot a void bomb or something at her ship. A pillar. That's a pillar, actually. I like this cool name. That is a cool name for a Corpus ship. It's a Corpus pillar. That's what she's piloting, or she's on, right? You don't even have to aim at her ship. I pointed the bomb completely away from her ship, shot it, and it blew up her ship.
Wow. Oh, yep. Wow. Wait. The explosion still happens at her ship?
Yep, it still happens at the same point on her ship with the objective markers. I literally was like, hey, can I miss with this? And pointed it like into the void. And I'm like, wait, where's that going? And it goes and blows up her ship. So it's so scripted again. It's just like that blows up. Right. Like, cool. Yeah, it's like, fine. Which is fine, because if it's again, if it's just a
yeah.
quick, that doesn't take time to do. There's no complicated triggers, no anything. You click that button, must happen now. So that's the thing. It's like, I don't want to be too harsh on this quest, because in theory, if they can pump out quests this quickly, let's have more. Because for all the Swiss cheesiness, I do enjoy it, and I don't want to critique it. If we were getting these kind of quests on this kind of timescale, and on side of doing all the big things working as well, I'd be like, no, that's fine. Swiss cheese holes in it. Well, it's fine. They're only small holes, I'm nitpicking. But when it's like, this is the big release, it's like, oh yeah, there's a big release for you to work on. Oh, it's so cool. It's Tempestarii. Oh, then it's like, right, well, I'm gonna nitpick it then. You're not gonna. But if they pump these out rapidly, I'd be like, oh no, it's cool. I don't care. It's a little bit. Maybe they'll fix in the next quest all the things. Maybe. Oh yeah. People they listen to what people say, then they fix it in the next quest, or fix it with what was Lucretia platform. They can fix that in post, you see. But but we don't. I know we're not going to get one of these every 3 months, because this apparently takes all the effort. Even though I can't, apart from the song and other bits, I can't see why, because the storyline doesn't. Anyway, then right. So then you freed Sevagoth, and we said about the who's waiting for the shadow. I am. Hello. I called the taxi. That's basically what it was. And then you forgot that. Then you Spock, and the Reb actually said this. We Spocked him. So you find the Warframe, you find the shadow, you put them together, and then you send them out to blow up. And then you have to build a new Warframe. What's wrong with that one?
Can't you put it in the scanner first?
Can we scan? Yeah, scan it, put it through the scanner. Get some, ridiculous.
Okay.
Oh no. Well, one last point is that then I start thinking, oh wait, what? So why was the Sevagoth Warframe separate from the Shadow? Why was the Shadow on the Tempestarii but the Warframe not? What was the Warframe doing? Was the Warframe rescuing people on a ship while it left its Shadow behind? Or did it release its Shadow into the void to find the Tempestarii to try and pull it to it, and then it got lost? I don't know. But they had these two separate things. Like, that's kind of cool, but doesn't make any sense. Why? They apparently are one fused thing, but they were separate. What caused them to be separate? Is that, it was like, and they can exist separately for hundreds of thousands of years, and they're both sentient or something. What? And then it's like, then it also makes out the Tempestarii will return. So is the Tempestarii sort of possessed by the crew, as you were saying, the ship and the crew? It's like, is the crew the ship, or is it like the ship has such a horrific death rate, but it's always used for rescuing? So it's like everyone always signs up to join the ship, even though it's a death march to save people. And it's just like the ship is so famous and gets all accommodations, and it becomes like a thing of the ship. That, like, that all the allocates go to the ship, even though it's a different crew each time, but they just keep dying. Is that what's going on? I don't know, but apparently it's going to be back, so it's a sentient ship. I
honestly thought that you would get the. I think. Do you get it as a skin for your Railjack? I think
yes, you do.
Yeah. You see, a part of me feels
that was a
that. That's like the Tempestarii will return because you're flying it.
Because the Tempestarii flies again through you, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Though we'll point out, Reb did say in her playing through of it that we probably will be getting the the homing missile guns. Those will be coming to us at some point.
Yeah. Cool.
So even for my ragging, it does sound like I'm really negative about it, and you could say I'm taking these negatives, but then like I have actually softened on it, and I do like the quest as a whole, even for my moaning about it. But then it just trips over again at the end. I swear this quest was supposed to come out before Deadlock Protocol. Why? It would be a perfect Deadlock Protocol quest, with the ending with Parvos. You get the mention in this song about a man with a golden hand, and then you get the Parvos bit. But it doesn't make sense. Why? Because if you go through what Vala says originally, she says, sequester that Railjack for Parvos. As if, got to get me that Railjack to give to the boss. So Parvos is just around, but then he's still in his void box. If she didn't say that at this half, if she said sequester that Railjack for Neff, and then the quest ends with that Parvos line, you'd be like, whoa, who's the man with the golden hand? Whoa, that's so cool. So that's why, again, I'm like,
I don't know about that.
It'd be a perfect teaser. And then Railjack, then Deadlock Protocol coming 4 months later. I'd be like, whoa.
With Deadlock Protocol, you don't know that Parvos is still alive until you get to it.
Yeah. But we wouldn't know that was Parvos in that we don't know where she is. We'd be like, whoa, what's that weird? You don't, until you get to that room, you don't know who that pyramid is.
No, because the announcement of Deadlock Protocol is Nathaniel says, I am the heir to Parvos Granum.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So maybe.
But
maybe
if you remove that earlier mention that Vala says to Parvos, you have no idea who Parvos is. There's the mention of song of a man with a golden hand. It's like, well, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That's just some cool story. And then you get to the end of the video, it's like, wait, who is that man with the golden hand saying sister? What is that? Where is he? Is that the Void? And then you get Deadlock Protocol comes out, and it's like, okay, yeah, he says he's now the heir of Parvos Granum. Who's Parvos Granum? And then you go, wait.
Okay.
Then you get sent into the Void thing. You'd be like, whoa, what's that? I've seen that pyramid before. Whoa. And then it shows you Parvos. You're like, oh my God, Parvos was the man with the golden hand? Whoa. You know, it'd been mind blowing if it was that way around. Instead, we just like, Parvos is just chilling in his Void crib with his pyramid that's still broken, and people just turn up, even though he's apparently also in real space. I
will say, though, it is nice that Parvos has actually come back.
Oh, yeah. You take the positives where we can, yeah.
Yeah, because, like, that was one of my big complaints for, what was the name of the damn thing?
Targus Rock, Tilragor, that stuff?
No. Heart of Deimos is the fact that Parvos says, like, I'm gonna go find the Entrati! So you turn up and like, where's Parvos?
I'll help you find them. They're over here. Turn up there. Where's Parvos? Is he here yet? He's looking for you. He's looking for you. I found you. So maybe he's lost.
So unless you want to make any final point, I want to talk about the rabbit's foot.
Right. Okay. That's my rant over. Cool. Just want to finish. So let me sorry, real quick.
Yep.
I am negative, but I have mellowed. I did enjoy it. It is really cool. There is a lot of good stuff here. There really is. For a small 30-minute quest, it is enjoyable. I've played it through 3 times, and I'm like, yes, I like this. It is fun, and there is some good points. But that is measured by all my negative points. That is still carried around by it. But I'm positive. It was a cool quest. I want to play it. I like enjoying it. I've played it through 3 times. I'll play it through again. It is fun, but negatives. Ooh, done. Yours. All yours. Ooh.
So one thing I will say is I much prefer a quest like this compared to things like the Era cinematic.
Yes.
The, you know, I mean, if it's a case of, oh yeah, you get no cinematic cutscene, but you know, we can produce quests like this, I'd much prefer this.
This does have a few short, carefully cool cinematic cutscenes though.
Yeah, you see, a cinematic cutscene, I would say, like, it's something where the dialogue is exchanged. You know, like Teshin holds his sword to your throat.
But
you're saying like Teshin jog on, or Era's saying like, but you didn't kill me, sister. Things like that. That is a cutscene. This is just like a transition at best.
Fair enough. But I would say that a cutscene is anything which requires cutscene level stuff. You know, you need to put the time in to move it. So you've got Vala's introduction where you see her from behind. She is walking in, almost like in 0G, I think, because her hair's floating. Then you've got a few shots of like her pillar flying in with ships flying around it. That needs to be animated, you see. So any cutscene which isn't just the in-game AI controlling stuff, I count as a cutscene. And then you've got stuff at the end when she's moving through the void. That has to be animated. So they're short and sweet, but they're still little cutscenes, and that's why I kind of like that. That it does do cutscenes, but they're short, sweet. I much prefer those kind of actiony things. Even her stumbling around and then falling over and Parvos turning up is so much cooler than "Hello, I am Era. Oh, I am the Lotus. Blah 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 blah." Right. You know, nothing happens.
Yeah. Okay, I want to talk about the rabbit's foot now.
Right, go to you.
So there's this is mostly inspired by a piece that J.J. Abrams did, which is the main focus of Lost, like his narrative telling in Lost, but also, and this is the more important one, his narrative telling in Mission Impossible 3.
Okay. I remember that. Yeah.
And the actual weapon of mass destruction is referred to as the rabbit's foot.
The rabbit's foot. And you never... It's also the same as Pulp Fiction, what's in the briefcase.
Exactly. You never know what is in the briefcase. You never know what the rabbit's foot is. It could be a weapon of mass destruction. It could be a... What's it called? Oh, God.
A crypto-destroying device.
A retrovirus. It could be a neurotoxin. It could be,
could be information on every political person in the world, which will bring them down through.
It could be literally anything. But the whole point is,
it is valuable.
Is more valuable than. Well, no, I was going to do a hyperbole. Yeah, no, it's extremely valuable for every party member, and everyone wants it.
Yes.
Right? That is the important thing.
Yes.
Right? So what are the stakes that people will take to get the rabbit's foot?
Yes.
Now, the important thing is we've given no identity to the rabbit's foot. We haven't referred to it by name.
You could almost
right?
call it the MacGuffin.
Exactly. You could call it the MacGuffin. There's no, imagine, right? We have Lord of the Rings, right? But you take out every scene that involves the ring. Yeah?
Yeah.
And you constantly refer to it as the One Ring, right?
Right.
We need to get the One Ring to Mordor. We need to what you call it? You know, how has Bilbo found the One Ring? You know, if you take out any instance, you know, oh, we can't take the One Ring. You should give me the one. Any instance where the One Ring is present and you remove it from the movie,
Yeah.
right? The movie just doesn't make any sense because you've got no context to what the One Ring does, who the had the One Ring, why. So what's so special about it, so on and so forth. The fact that Frodo goes fucking invisible whenever he puts the One Ring on. Whenever he puts the One Ring on, Sauron knows exactly where he is.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
It's a bit more than that. It also has like a corrupting effect on him every time he uses it, and
exactly, you lose all of that key pieces, bits of information. The same is true with Lucretia platform, right? You've referenced the thing by name. What's the significance to it?
Yes,
When did the Tempestarii destroy it? Why did the Tempestarii destroy it? What was Vala doing at Lucretia platform?
Well, she's apparently outside in an exosuit. That's all we know.
Yeah. Why was Lucretia platform there on a shipping
lane in the void?
Shipping lane. That was it.
Something void. Yeah. Solar line. Something.
We have the rabbit's foot named, right? We need to know more. We cannot go without having that information. It's the biggest motivation for Vala.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And without properly understanding and appreciating it, we got nothing.
Yeah.
Right? So
it guts the character, doesn't it? It guts you've got this character that's screaming about the thing. You're like, what? The thing? The thing.
The point is that you can still have the same level of motivation and everything without naming the rabbit's foot. Perfect case in point, Mission Impossible 3. They never explain what it was, but the narrative, the motivation of Nathan Hunt and oh god, I can't frick, what was the villain's name? I can't remember.
I know the actor, I don't know his name. Yeah.
What's the actor? Who's the actor?
No, sorry, I remember the character. I don't remember the actor's name. I'm terrible with names. Terrible.
I think it's Dennis Hoffman or something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, the whole point is that the motivation's there, but you know nothing about it.
Yes.
It does work. You could have had something, the platform, right? You know, the orbital platform. There you go, right? It instantly takes away some of the agency because it's not fucking named.
Yeah.
Right? And the other, so first off, that's one way you could address it. The other way you could have addressed it is that scene, that song scene, right?
Yep.
I would change this so that you wake up as Sevagoth, right?
Right.
Be it Sevagoth's shadow or just full flat out Sevagoth on a sabotage mission on the platform, right? And you are destroying the platform. And you could end it with exiting the platform, getting onto the Tempestarii, and then cutscene, Vala is floating out in space in her exosuit, and the Tempestarii flies off.
Yeah,
right?
You see, it cuts to black and she says that, and I would have much preferred just watching her float through space, through wreckage, just slowly. But that takes more animation time, and this was a very quick and easy thing to do. They literally put you in a small pen, You're basically invincible and you respawn. Enemies will forever spawn. Music plays. There's a skybox. That is it. You know, it's very. I can't imagine that took mass amounts of dev time to put together. It's just a room that spawns enemies, and then like some lights come down. That's about it. Yeah. Whereas that would take more time. The problem with that is that they wanted it to be a poignant moment based on the length of the song, and then to kick you back into it. So when the song finishes, you just get put back. I mean, maybe if there was more enemies, so it felt like you were actually sabotaging a base. Whereas instead, like in fact, in the footage, you'll see just standing there on this run. And like, no, all you get is just a couple of stabby boys going stab, stab, stab. In fact, they're so stupid. Sometimes you'll spawn behind them, and then they don't even know you're there. So I'll just go like, and I have to stand in front because I'm like, I want to die quickly, so I have to stand in front of them to go, oh, there's a shadow again. I'll stab that. Like, what? It's so simple.
So how I would have addressed the song, right, is that when you come towards the end, right? First off, you could do it in a couple of ways. You could repeat the song, right? But I think it would lose impact and value, right? To constantly repeat the chorus and then cycle through the song. How I would have done it is, I don't know if you remember the teasers, right? Like when we first shown Vala, we have the song hummed. There is no lyrics. Do that. Swap into that. So like you have tune with humming, and then tune without humming, and then tune with humming until you finish, right? You finish the sabotage, and then maybe it does the final chorus and the final verse. But yeah, yeah.
Fair enough. Just to check something about the song, while we're back at the song. I'm not a I'm completely musically inept. But could you replace the word sisters with brothers and still sing the song, or at least one verse of the song? Does it still work?
Like sisters, brothers, same syllables.
Same syllables. It would be a bit clunky, but it would still work. Because that's the thing.
No, I don't think it would be clunky at all. Because it ends with ers, right? So sisters, brothers.
So you stress the
same syllables, same final syllable. It should just work. Okay,
because that's the other thing that gets me is that. Back to you saying about is that point about Lucretia platform about or on the Tempestarii. The song says sisters, and she says before the song that I see all the corpses of my sisters, and I imagine they're singing along with me. So it's almost like that she's singing, and she's singing the song to herself while she's in space. So, you see, and then it just annoys me. The song doesn't have a brothers line. It's like, why not? I mean, it just seems so weird to me.
I think that is because it's really trying to drive
the queen pins to the absolute nth degree, and I'm just like, but.
And the weird thing was, I swear, I've had multiple people turn to me and say this. Like during one of the dev streams, they did say that Call of Tempestarii was supposed to come with the queen pins.
Now I can't. Right? I did look through the Warframe wiki on it. I couldn't see anything on that, but obviously that's just a quick summary. So if somebody remembers that from dev stream or can find that on one of the dev streams this year, there's only been 2 or 3. So have a check, but I'm not sure. Maybe they pushed that back, which is what obviously they have.
Well, I can only assume that they have. Yeah. Right, I've explained the rabbit's foot.
Ooh, should we go to what other people say? I think we've
yeah.
The replies. I understand why we gave Sevagoth a proper burial, but in turn, it made 0 sense in later on recovering, gathering the pieces, like I assume it's WTF, I suppose.
Yeah.
If you wanted to keep him anyways, why shooting him out in the first place? Because they wanted to Spock him. That's what your rep said.
Well, I mean. I get spocking him, right? I get like the burial at sea, right? I much prefer the term burial at sea than spocking him, but because they do it with other characters as well, right? But the big thing for me is like, I think you have to accept that disconnect or ludonarrative dissonance. The fact that you have to go get Sevagoth at some point. You have to go. They can't just give you Sevagoth. Yeah, logistically, it makes fuck all sense that I have Sevagoth. I just have Sevagoth because I found his body out in the. No, you have to. You have to farm from it. Otherwise, like, there's nothing to do.
Exactly. The game comes into effect. Yeah, but maybe a line because they did say that the shadow was void energy. So maybe they could like a line from, maybe it ruined the moment, I guess, but a line from Zai saying Sevagoth void energy destabilizing, must return to void, rejecting in 3 seconds or something.
To be honest, like, it's difficult because I think it would have been better had the shadow rejoined with Sevagoth. Sevagoth just sort of like disintegrated.
Yes, like yeah.
Right.
But they got spaceships and they wanted to spock him.
But they wanted to give him like a burial send off sort of thing, and I appreciate that more.
Maybe it would have been better if after he joined. Obviously, again, this is an assets issue. You would have seen that the Warframe in the tomb, it did have Sevagoth's colors. They join. Maybe it should have glown, and then sort of the glow fades, and then all the color drains out of it, as if it's become an empty shell.
Yeah.
So it desiccates basically, and then it just goes like shriveled up husk sort of thing, and it's like, right, okay, so it's now a dead Warframe, so we can't use it, kind of thing. But then that would take efforts of I'd love like a panalong that goes from the feet up to the head that shows the energy like draining out of the body. Would have been so cool. Again, that's effort and time to produce.
I wonder how much effort it would be, because I imagine the code is in such a way that you can't change the color scheme of your Warframe mid-mission. It's like, you want a what? No!
Yeah, it might be some hard-coded thing. Yeah. It would have to be literally a custom object made to do it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But you see, then that's effort. You see, that's why I do give this quest a bit of a pass, because it's kind of simply done, which doesn't have any of the time effort stuff like the super cinematic ones, right? So I'm like, okay, then give me one of these every 3 months or 4 months. Give me 3 a year. I'd still be happy, alongside while working on the big stuff. Because in reality, you could reproduce this entire quest with a little story, with maybe a voice actor using Killer de Therm, for example, and make a Grenier version, change up a few things if you want, and you don't need to make any new assets. Just put things in place. I mean, that's what they used to do. That's how we used to get quests. They used to be small and quick. They've got a bigger team now, and I don't get why. It frustrates me. That's why I don't be negative about it, because when I look at it through this framing and understanding of it, I'm frustrated. When I look at it through these framings, I don't hate the quest anymore. I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. I actually do appreciate it more because of that framing. But now I want more. More. Anyway, next one. Big guns. You wanted some reason to fear her. There they are. Always listen to Sai. Big guns? Big guns. You wanted some reason to fear her. There they are. That's
fear. Maybe it's fear Vala?
Or fear the Tempestarii? Got big guns? Because I do remember when watching this playthrough, Sai does refer, using nautical terminology, to the Tempestarii as a she.
Fair enough.
Quest fell short.
Yeah. No, keep going.
Quest fell short. I personally didn't mind the early Anairos, Mirage, etc. timing, where each section of the quest gave a guaranteed piece and then a 12-hour wait to advance. Though I do understand why people are frustrated by a time gate putting pressure on platinum rushing.
I much prefer how they do the quests now.
Yeah.
Like, go get the parts afterwards. Like, do you remember the story of Xeno in Limbo?
Didn't you keep doing the first mission?
Yeah.
And then you kept getting helmets or something?
Yep. Because I thought you had to do...
Oh, the neuroptics.
Yeah.
You thought you had to do the mission,
like
an excavation, a chance, yeah.
God,
we did like a half-hour run, didn't we? We did. You pulled in 3 of us, and we were like, right, we're going to really try this hard. And we were like, okay. And then we kept getting more helmets or something. It's like the game's like, I've given them the thing and they won't leave.
It's just like, Drew, do you think that this one mission only gives us one part? Nah. Yeah, shit. No, I much prefer this, and then you have to go do other parts of the game to... Yeah, right. Should we move on to...
Last reply. One of the things that I missed on Call of Tempestarii is, okay, the quest introduced the ghost ship, ghostly homing turret, and pretty beautiful missile, and we can't get it, ? The skin itself from the ship doesn't have the ghostly interior. Hope they had the effects on the inside of the ship's skin. So, I'm sorry, I don't. Well, first of all, we probably will be getting these things, but I would be happy. Well, first of all, you're not getting that bloody missile. That missile caused a void rift. You're not getting void rift missiles. My God, that blew up a pillar in one shot.
No, the turret.
No, they mentioned both.
Oh,
they mentioned both. Ghostly homing turret
both.
and pretty beautiful missile. You're not getting the void missile. In fact, I didn't even know what it was. He said loading some countermeasure, right? There are Corpus pillars. That's what the big Corpus ship is. In missions, you have to go on them. If you were given that missile, you could blow up them every single time. You're not getting your hands on that. And if you do, it'll be completely depowered.
You want me to do this rescue mission? More like blow up the ship mission.
What's that? Yeah, you're going, right, I want to crack some relics. Oh yeah? Exterminate. Pooh! What's that? Spy mission? Need to get information. Get information from this. Pooh!
The turret I have no issue with. I think the turret's cool. I'm not a huge fan because the missiles, the torpedoes,
very
will
slow.
Lock on to they will lock on to like the nearest thing and like no, I need you to hit that thing. I need you to hit that thing. I've already fired one at that. Why have you fired 4 more at that? No, hit the other thing. God damn it.
Yeah, I like hitting the target right away as well. Yeah.
Yep.
And as for the interior, if you ask for it, I'm sure they'll do it as a thing for the next quest. Yeah.
Separate skin. Separate skin.
Look, if they're gonna bring Tempestarii quest for another quest, there you go. Yeah, separate skin for the inside outside. Yeah, they haven't done that much for the inside. I remember they said they were going to, and then but they've redone it. You see, so they've completely it's a good thing maybe they haven't because they've completely rejiggered it, didn't they?
Oh, so much better now.
It is so much better. I really this quest made me really actually enjoy Railjack, so I'll be doing more Railjack, which leads into the next topic, which we'll get to in a bit. But anyway, that's our mini rant about the Tempestarii. If you have any interesting things, please, if you have any comments or feedback, please put in the description below of this video because it will be read. I read every single comment that goes on any of our videos, especially before we do the next recording. So please give me your feedback. I really do want to know what other people said about this quest. Is this just Xeno and Loz being grumpy old people because we are, or do you agree with us that there was some negative points, but then positive points because means I'd be really happy. Rabbit's foot. Yep, that's the end of that. So, Speely sign off, Xeno.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for listening to this topic episode of episode 307. 387.
Yeah.
I'll get there. Right, 387 of 10 o'clock. If you want to listen to the full thing, there is a link to the full episode in the description below, as well as the end slate. You can skip to any point in the episode because it's all time-stamped, which is glorious and what. And please like, comment, and subscribe. As Loz momentarily just said, he reads all of them, and we try to touch upon them in the full episode. We don't do it in the actual.
We also have memes and community shoutouts and emblems and chance to win platinum. So go see that longer podcast.
Cool. Right. So
bye.
Let's move on, shall we?